I ran into an old friend yesterday that I haven't seen in many, many years. Actually, the last time I saw him was at my daughter's first birthday, and my daughter is now 24, so it was 23 years ago. And so we were just kind of catching up on life, where he's at, where I'm at. He said he had recently kind of got out of a little relationship kind of fling thing. And so I was kind of giving him some guidance on relationships, because I had told him, I hadn't been in a relationship for the last decade, and that has been intentional. And that is just because I really did some deep diving into myself to heal myself. And so that way, when I got ready to be in a relationship, I would attract somebody that is like I am now, a healed version of myself, versus who I was. Because even though I'm very empathic, I'm very loving, very caring, I was a very, very broken person spiritually. And it was just because of the trauma, the betrayal, the things that I endured, not just from one person, but from many people. And so at that point, I needed this last decade to really heal myself. And so I'm at a point where I'm really ready for a relationship, but it was something that I really needed to do that healing so I can attract somebody of who I am now, a healed version, versus that broken souled person. And so I was giving him some guidance, and then I also was kind of realizing, because I would say about a year or two ago, I worked with a girl, and she was very insistent on, because she knows I hadn't been in a relationship for a long time, and she was very insistent on what kind of person I was attracted to. And I was like, anytime I ever was in a relationship, I went like polar opposite of the one I was dating, because I was like, okay, I didn't get it right this time, I'm going to do something completely the opposite. And so all my former relationships were very different than each other, but I got to realizing they all had the same energy. And it was, so even though they were different, they were still very much the same. And so when she would ask me this, and she asked me often, it's like, I really have no idea what I want out of a relationship or what I need. And so taking this whole decade really was crucial for me to learn and understand what I need in a relationship and what I want to attract. And so with that, I between the friend that I was given some guidance with yesterday, I hadn't seen for a long time, and then this coworker that kept asking me, I really kind of thought about it, and I was like, what are the things that I need in a relationship? Because I'm at a point in my life where I'm really ready for it. And I don't need like a list of things, I don't have to have this crazy list of stuff, but I want to talk about the 5 non-negotiable things. So for myself, the first 5 non-negotiable things. Everything else I can be pretty flexible. We can kind of work with it. All relationships take work, but these are the things that are non-negotiable, and these are some of the things that I endured betrayal with that really kind of broke my soul. So these are non-negotiable, especially now that I'm in a healed version of myself. And so first thing is God. That is probably one of the things that broke my soul, because relationship I was in, actually marriage that I was in, said they were about God, and it was a lie. And so that was probably the biggest thing. But you have to have God. You have to have divine within your heart. And I know the difference now, not just words. And so first non-negotiable for myself is God. Second thing is friendship. Anytime you ever just jump or dive into a relationship, I'm uninterested, because I really feel like it's incredibly important to be friends first. If you don't have friendship within your relationship, you don't have a relationship. So God or divine, friendship. Now that I'm a healed version of myself and I realize kind of the type of person that I would like to have a relationship with is intellectual conversations. I feel like people that are attracted to physical are more lustful, and so that's very much a non-interest for me. I'm not about lust. I'm about intellectual conversation, which is real love. The other thing would be is emotional intelligence and maturity. So if you don't have emotional intelligence and maturity, that is non-negotiable for me. And then the last thing would be empathy. And these are all things that I was betrayed and manipulated within other relationships. And so I don't have to have a big list of things that I need in a relationship, but those are the 5 non-negotiable things that I have to have in a relationship. And so I ask you, do you know what your 5 non-negotiable things you have to have in a relationship?